Good morning, everyone. This is Bev from Art by Bedell, and today for our prompt for Junk Journal January, we have a decorated tag. I love tags. Tags are fun to do, and I generally tend to try to make them out of recycled cardboard, whether it's cereal boxes or anything from your food pantry makes a good base for a tag. And that is where this piece of, it's not really cardboard, it's cardstock, but it's sturdy anyhow. It's not too heavy for our journal though. Now it had some sort of finish on it, and so I gave it a coat of gesso so that my inks and everything would stick really well to it. I am going to do my project today with a spring flower. Again, I'm not embracing the winter. I'm going to pretend that it's over with and pretend that spring is on the way, which it is on the way. I have this daffodil that I have sketched and watercolored, and that's going to be the focal image on my tag. But obviously we need to do some decorating to this tag first. We can't just leave it white. From that basket that I showed you yesterday, I do have this that I think would make a pretty backdrop for this flower. It'd be so bright and cheery. And it is a piece of jelly print on jelly print on deli paper. So we're going to use that and possibly use part of a check stub. So to get started, I want to round the corners on my tag. And I will do that with my Crop-A-Dile corner chomper, which is broken but can still be used. I'm going to use the 1/2 inch side here. This part on this side broke off, so I just have to be careful when I put it down in there and guide it along these instead of this on the other side. It doesn't matter. Yours isn't broken, mine is. So let's get our 4 corners chomped. Now I know I will be edging all of this with my vintage photo, so I'm going to start with doing that first. There. Now, and to create some background for this, before I put my deli print on, I want to use my script stamp. If you don't know me by now, you know that this is my favorite stamp. It is a stamp from Hero Arts. It's called F2674 Long Writing. It is my very favorite stamp that I have. And I'm going to go ahead and do the whole tag, just on the front side. This would be too dark for the back side for writing, because I do want to save the back side for journaling. Although if I don't re-ink it, if I just gently tap it like that, I can put a little bit on the side there. And that ties the front in with the back. So there we have that. And that looks really great behind the deli paper. So we know that we're not going to use this piece down through here. It's just way too jagged. But we also know that we want it to be a little bit wider than what it is down here. So I think what I'll do is just tear along this edge here. I don't want it to go from side to side. And we can do something like that, leaving this bottom open. Now, is that too much? No, I don't think that'll be too much. I think that'll be good. So I think I want to add like another color behind here, and I don't want it to be purple, pink, or yellow. I think I want to add a little bit of the green in here. I want to do spray inks. Spray inks can get out of hand, although they're beautiful and all, but they can get out of hand as far as you don't have that much control over them. I'm going to take my peeled paint, Distress Oxide ink, and we're just going to drip a little. There. Then we will spray that with our mini mister. Get those spread out. And of course, our stamped image was stamped with oxide, so it's going to bleed away a little bit too, but I'm good with that. And let's see what we've got going here. We are going to possibly sop up some of this water. We'll see where this goes for us. If we take, let's see, I like to sop up my excess ink and water on paper rather than just throwing it away. I have this scrap piece of paper that was from some coffee staining. Let's just pick a little bit of this off. And that's going to make a really pretty paper here for future collage elements. Okay, won't that be nice? Let's dry this. I am really liking that a lot. Let's lay this on there and see if we still want to put this on. Yes, we do. Look at the green now. We can still see our script behind, and we can still see our green here. And then we'll get our flower on there. And oh my gosh, to me that speaks spring. If nothing else in the world does, that certainly does. I think our flower needs to be edged up with some vintage photo also. There we go. Now, do we want to add in this? I'm thinking now at this point, I don't really care for that on there. I'd rather see my green than this, I think. Behind it, it's not so bad. Nope, I'm not going to add that. I do want to add maybe a label or two down here, so I'll get out my label box. And how about a butterfly? A butterfly would be really nice on there. Okay, these are the elements I have decided to add on to here. I have this little, you could call it a label. It needs to be inked up. It's going to be a landing point for my butterfly. So I think I'll put that on there like that. And then I have, this is a label, and put that there. I have a piece of Mamigami coffee stain copy paper here, and I want to put that there. And then my butterfly right there, and my word faith right here. So let's get this all glued down. Okay, everything is glued down. I want to take it now and stitch around the outside edge of it. So I'll be right back. Okay, on the back side, so I have brought over my stamping that I did on here, which you can see behind here. And I think if I can come up with, I do have a piece of this that I will incorporate onto the back also. Just a little piece is all we need, just to bring the front to the back. And the back will be used for journaling. There we go, that's all we need on the back. I like to have tabs. Sometimes I make them. Sometimes I will put an eyelet in. Let's see, what do we want to do today? Let's put an eyelet in today. All right, so I'll use my, let's see, 3/16 inch hole here. I will go beyond my stitching and center it right here as best as I can, just by eyeing it up. And then I'll put my eyelet through and give it a good squeeze. There we go. How simple is that? Let's get a ribbon or something to put on there. I have a piece of gold yellow embroidery floss, and I think we're just going to add that. Double it up a couple of times to make it a little thicker. I'll put that in there. So, there we go. There's our decorated tag. Now this tag is going to go on this page in my journal, and this page is a sheet music page that I have applied some gesso. Let's take it out here. All the way around it. I need to add the vintage photo all the way around it, so I'll do that next. So there we have that. Now I do want to have this page for journaling, so I'm going to add some of my coffee stain copy paper. Now I can journal right on that. That would be fine. But I think I want to add some coffee stain copy paper. So I'm going to go to about there, and I'm going to tear all the way around this. I think that's a good size. All right, so before I do this, I'm going to add vintage photo all the way around the outside edge of that. And I want to add a little bit of the green to this. So I'm using, as I did before, my peeled paint. Just going to splatter some on here. Mist it a little bit with my mini mister. And because it has gesso on it, then this will move rather than just soaking right into the paper. There, I think that's good. And I will dry that. We have this, and we have our nice green behind it. And to attach that, let's see. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue behind it, like maybe in 4 little dots. And then I'm going to go stitch around this. All right, I did a little crazy stitching here. I want to add my Thought for the Day tag that I have. So I'm going to tear around the edge of that and ink that up. And I have just a little bit of this paper left. Boy, we are really scratching the bottom of the barrel with this one, aren't we? So let's put some of this on here. There, as you can see, even those little bitty scraps come in handy. I needed to add some of that from my tag to make it match, and that little bit was all that I needed on there. Now I know I'm going to clip this on here. Let me get the clip so I'll show you. I have one of these wee little tiny Tim Holtz clips. Let's see if that'll hold that. I do think it will. My other option would be to go this big because the medium ones I've used up. So we're just going to use that little one for now. So we'll set that aside. It looks out of place. I'm going to get the medium one because I really don't care for that one and I don't care for the big one. But for now, we'll use that. And then on the bottom here is when you take your tag off, it looks a little bare. Down here, I want to add just a little something. You know what I want to add there? I want to add my fern stencil. Yes, that will be perfect. That's what I want to add there. Oh yeah, and maybe a little bit on top too. Okay, good, 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 good. Now, with this, I can have my Thought for the Day there, and on the back, I can have my gratitude. Then I can get this all on one page for the day, and I think that's what I'm going to do. So let me get my gratitude torn off here. I'll glue that right down on the bottom of my tag, on the back of my tag, and then add a fern to that also. I think this fern is going to be an ongoing element on the whole journal. Let's put it right at the top. There we go, and maybe a little bit down here at the bottom. There we go. I'm very happy with how this has all turned out. So we have our decorated tag for our prompt here. We have our gratitude spot, and we have our Thought for the Day spot here. And I will eventually get a better clip for the top. Let's see how this looks in our journal. Oh, here I go again. I didn't add my number 4. Goodness, what am I going to have to do to remind myself to add my numbers? I cut them out and then I don't add them on, but all is not lost because that number 4 is going to be perfect right there. So let me get my art glitter glue and glue my number 4 down. I think you guys will have to start yelling at me. Hey, what about your number? Your number, you got to do your number. Move our little threads out of the way here and put our number 4 down. There we go. Now let's clip this on and put it in our journal and see how it looks. Here's our journal. There we go, guys. Day 4, decorated tag. I also wanted to mention that if you like the flower, I do have some flowers on my Etsy page. I have some flower tags already made here. I'll just do a quick flip through here of them. And then I have a set of flowers, and it's my second set, and it has, like, not the early spring, but the next ones. It has a anemone, a daisy, a sweet pea, primrose, and lilac. These are all sketched and watercolored flowers by me. And then my other set I have is some stenciled flowers. And they are on dictionary paper. And they have some texture paste and then watercolored. So we have an iris, a rose, a tulip, a sunflower, and a calla lily. So you can find them on my Etsy page. And the link is below. The other two that I have are two panels. One's a tulip and one is a crocus. So have a good day. We shall see you again tomorrow. Bye now.